What's up, YouTube? It's me again, your friendly neighborhood fish keeper. It's been a while, but yeah, I wanted to wish you guys a happy new year and to start the year off right. Come on, Hazel. My dog might be making noise in the background. Forgive that. I wanted to show you guys where the 55-gallon is right now and kind of what the plan is moving forward. I had to pause the video so that I could give my dog something to keep her busy for the next 20 minutes, but without further ado, here's the 50. She's been through a lot since I've had her. I'll also apologize for the glare in the background. She's been through a lot, but this is kind of what she's looking like now. She has a CO2 tank that I run on this tank, and then I also run it on this smaller planted tank as well. We're still in the growing pains era where there's algae on every surface. It's not as bad as it could be because I have 3 lights on this tank. This one is on one time system, and these 2 are on a different time system. And so there's like one point in the day, like I think it's 6 p.m. actually, where all 3 lights are on full like blast. But full blast lighting, this tank really only gets like 2-3 hours a day. For the most part, this tank is either getting just that backlight with these front 2 lights off, or just these front 2 lights with that backlight on like a red kind of darker sunsetty glow. I want to give all the plants, enough light to start growing, but not so much light that, they're drowning in algae. So I think the sword is actually maybe putting out growth because I don't think it was this big before. But anyway, let's first talk about the fish, then let's talk about the plants, and let's talk about the system. So the fish I have in here, I kind of wanted a South American feel. So I have 2 species of cichlid. I have obviously this set of angelfish that I've had for a very long time. I think they're about done growing too. These are much smaller than your typical adult angelfish, but I think that their growth has been stunted over the time that I've had them, which is unfortunate, but now they're little bite-sized angels, and they're being pampered now that I'm feeling better. We have our keyhole cichlids, Clythrocara maronii, another South American classic. One of my favorite fish. It's these guys here. And where's the tank boss? This is the tank boss. You can see he has a spot of ick, I think, on his side. We've been battling ick. So I quarantined all these fish. Like literally, this tank got ick, so I stripped it completely. Took all the fish out, quarantined the fish, treated them all, put them back in, and then got a new batch of fish, treated them as well, and then put them in. So I thought that I had learned my lesson, but I think actually these might just be CO2 bubbles on this guy. But I do have ick in places, or I've seen little points of ick. Like that's definitely a point of ick on that rummy nose. So we're gonna treat the tank again. Wish me luck. Anyway, we have Anubis, sword, Radican sword. We have this Ludwigia, which I'm really hoping comes in. You can see the difference between the old growth and the new growth by where the algae is and isn't. So like you can see this Rotala Wallachii completely covered in algae, so it hasn't put out new growth since I've gotten it. In contrast, this Ludwigia, algae on most of these older leaves, but these top leaves have less algae because they've been grown more recently. There's less time for the algae to establish on those leaves. And I think that's really cool. You can see this plant, those red leaves are new. Most of the plants are kind of taking their time to establish. So I put in some Anacharis. You can see these really, really narrow, kind of needle-like leaves are the leaves that they've put on since coming into this tank. But the kind of thicker leaves, like what you might see, like here, this bottom part, can you see it? See how these bottom leaves are real thick, and then these top leaves are a lot thinner. That's the new growth versus the old growth. So anyway, we have this tank, and I have, 5 rummy nose, 10 cardinals, I think it was. I have some endlers that have also kind of held over for years from this original colony I got of like 20 endlers, 20 guppies, whatever. So I have like 4 in here, and then the rest of the endlers are in here. I have 4 keyholes. I have neons and cardinals. I have cories. I have 3 little bronze cories. That school's going to get bigger in time. Same with my, where are they? Where are my... I have auto sinkless catfish, I swear. But I don't see a single one right now. Anyway. Underneath this is just sand, and then I have some root tabs, some aquarium co-op easy root tabs, which we'll see how they work. So far, I have really been fighting algae. At first, I used Algae Fix, but I think that gave my cichlids hole in the head. I think what had been happening was I used Algae Fix, which kills the algae, but then instead of having algae, which absorbs nutrients from the water column, I just have an equal mass of algae now decomposing in the water column. And I think that was bad for the system. So I added this filter, this hang on the back filter to the side, except it's not like a regular filter because I have to take out the carbon so much for all these different treatments. So it's literally just a hang on the back filter with a bag full of biological media. That's it. That's all it is. And I have this little sponge that came with it here to keep the flow silent. But that's all it is. This is all biological media. And I think that's a really good idea. I feel really good about it. I think that I mean, my plan was to just have two internal filters in the back there and let this tank kind of establish. Because once it's established, right, it'll be able to process its own wastes pretty effectively. But until it establishes, yeah, we're fighting waste. Look at this poor girl. See that notch in her kind of forehead right above her eye? I was worried that was the early sign of hole in the head. I've all my years of keeping cichlids, I've never actually seen hole in the head in person, and I hope I never do. I hope that's not it, but anyway. Oh, so this is the tank. I know it looks awful, but here the vision, right? The vision here. We have flow. We have this corner, boom. We have our golden ratio here, right? This is our golden ratio line out of the whole tank. It's like basically 2/3 down here. If we follow this golden ratio, I mean, there are a bunch of different ways to think about it. What I'm planning on doing is trimming the plants here to kind of reinforce this golden ratio idea. So if you think of the full aquarium, right, and you have this golden ratio, kind of the spiral, right? You build it on the entire aquarium. You start here, and then you go out, and you go up, and whatnot. So I'm hoping to mirror that shape with these plants, specifically these bushier plants, and then this rotala. I like this. I want to be like a path through this jungle area. Oh, there's Alexa. I'm mostly making this video. So that in 3 months or 6 months, once the algae is gone and the plants have established, they've gotten a couple of trims and regrowth cycles through, I can show that video and then have clips from this one and say, like, look how far we've come. Because right now, too hot, and I recognize that, but I think out of all my tanks, she has the most potential. I'm very, very excited to see how it looks when it's fully grown in. This Kabomba hasn't really made itself known too significantly yet. No one really has done what they do, right? Rotala, rotundifolia, what I have, it's going to be so pink up here. This Ludwigia, I mean, I can't wait. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, I think I want to do... I think a deeper bodied tetra. I'm leaning Black Phantom tetras because I like how the males show off to each other. Like, I like their behavior. I think they'd add an element of interest to this aquarium. So that'd be 3 species of tetra, 2 species of cichlid, 2 species of catfish, and then a species of live bear. And those are my fish. And then for my plants, mostly... I bought the plants for this tank before I figured out what exactly I wanted. So I got a bunch of plants like I always do, but then fell in love with these nature style aquariums, which predominantly use like 2 or 3 varieties and just have them everywhere. And that's more of what nature looks like, right? Nature's going to be less of this incredibly diverse smattering of plants all in one place, and it's going to be more like this plant is dominant in this area and this other plant is dominant in this other area, right? Until you get like these areas where a couple of species really dominate. And that's not at all reflected, for example. But I think it's accidentally being reflected here. Wasn't my intention, but Rotala rotundifolia, I mean, it's just a good grower and it's everywhere. And then I have this Glosso down here. And then I have Swargini repens that's coming in. But anyway, it's not about this tank. It's about this tank. Whew, I'm very excited. I love the wood. Can I just say, given how random this wood assortment is, like I got these 2 pieces from Petco. My local neighborhood, not even a full-size Petco. My local neighborhood Petco, I got those 2 pieces of wood. I am so very happy with them and the way that they fit into this aquarium. And then I've had these pieces. Like, this is from a wholesaler. I think this may or may not have been from a wholesaler. Sorry, my dog. It's her birthday today. She's 3. They don't actually know when she was born. Like, she was a stray, I assume, but on her little birth certificate it says the first of the year. So this is her 3rd birthday officially. And she wants some attention, and I can't say that I blame her. She's very cute. We've had all kinds of stuff. This I got her for her birthday, and then this I just gave her, and I guess she's bored with it already. I was trying to take the plastic off myself, but then I was like, I'm just going to make a mess. And if I let her do it, she'll spit the plastic out on her own because it's not tasty. And she'll clean up all the little crumbs because she wants to eat them because they are tasty. So anyway, here's a little sneak preview of all of the stuff that I want to go over in future videos. As you can see, I've really gone hard in the plants. But anyway, future video. Right now, 55 gallon. I'm very, very excited for the long-term potential of this tank. If you follow the channel or follow these aquaria, hold me to this, right? Here's what I predict. Hazel, come on, bud. Sorry, guys. Okay, give me 2 more minutes and then I promise, okay? It's all me and you, okay? So we're going to see what she does. I think swords are going to belong to an angel pair. I think I'm probably going to bite the bullet and get another angel fish at least, because I do want to have a pair in this tank at least once. I love breeding angels. It was a lot of fun. I want to do it again. Thoratic and sword is really going to come in and be a good presence here. I think I'm going to whittle down over time the number of species I have in this aquarium. In part, I think the aquarium will do that kind of on its own, right? Some species will grow really, really quickly and need to be replanted a bunch of times. Other species will take longer to grow, and they'll just be kind of overrun by some of these other species. I'm so excited for how well this is doing. Anyway, I need to do another water change, I think, or at least a scrape down. But this is the tank. I hope probably sometime this year I'll get back into making more polished videos, because I do like looking back at my more polished videos. But at this point in the year, it's this or it's nothing. So here's the video. Sorry it was so long. Yeah, thanks for watching. Tank on and take care. And Happy New Year. And if you don't know about what's going on in the world, please educate yourself. There's a lot of messed up stuff happening, and there are protests and ways to get involved, and I would really encourage you to look into those things. Okay, now, Happy New Year.